Meanwhile, Yunna was still lying in bed, unable to shake the image of Wobin surrounded by other girls. Her phone rang. It was Wobin. She picked up immediately. He asked if she had been crying and mentioned that he had sent her several messages with no response. Concerned, he asked what was wrong. Yunna gathered her courage and questioned whether he had been out partying with Norwegian girls. Wobin didn't deny that he had made friends and occasionally went out with them, but clarified that it didn't mean he was doing anything inappropriate. He reminded her that he always updated her whenever he went out and never hid anything from her. Still upset, Yunna asked if he had done something with the girls, or was perhaps seeing someone else. Wobin laughed, telling her that she was overthinking. He reminded her that she was his woman and that he had promised to come back for her, and he still stood by that promise. He admitted that while he might be out partying with other people, he knew where his heart belonged and wouldn't jeopardize what they had. He reminded her of the emotional weight of the intimacy they had shared and the fact that he wouldn't leave her after having sex with her. He assured her that he hadn't touched any other woman since. Hearing this, Yunna smiled, realizing that perhaps she had overreacted. Wobin told her not to let others plant doubts in her mind. His voice softened as he said it would be cruel of him to betray her after what they had shared. He confessed he couldn't wait to come back and be with her again. Yunna laughed shyly and apologized for overthinking. She promised to trust him more. Wobin reminded her to take care of herself before hanging up. Yunna, now smiling, felt reassured and relieved that everything between them was still intact. Later, Minsu and Sunjin arrived home. As they walked into the living room, they found Minsu's mother waiting. She immediately stood and rushed to hug her daughter, relieved to see her. She mentioned that she had planned to head to the hospital but was glad to hear Minsu had already been discharged. Minsu reassured her that she was fine. Her mother then turned to Sunjin and thanked him for taking care of her daughter. Sunjin replied that it was his responsibility as her husband, then excused himself to give them some privacy. Minsu and her mother sat down, catching up after so long apart. Her mother looked at her belly and proudly said Minsu was going to be a wonderful mother. She expressed excitement about becoming a grandmother and promised to take care of Minsu now that she was around. Minsu smiled and told her it was okay, grateful that they could now be together. Sometime later, Sunjin returned briefly, telling Minsu that he was going out for a run to clear his mind. Minsu told him to take his time and assured him that she would be fine with her mother. Sunjin nodded and stepped out. Instead of going for a run, Sunjin drove to Kim's family organization. Upon arrival, he walked straight into Kim's father's office. Kim's father, surprised by his presence, asked if he was there to mock the downfall of the company and reminded him that his family had played a part in their misfortunes. Sunjin, keeping his composure, stated that he wasn't there for that. He insisted that the only people responsible for their downfall were themselves. He moved closer, eyes cold with warning, and declared that although he was normally humble and reserved, he wouldn't hesitate to strike if anyone dared to harm the people he loved, especially his wife. He warned Kim's father to control his wife and stepdaughter, revealing that they had attempted to harm Minsu and their unborn child. Confused, Kim's father stood and asked what he was talking about, accusing Sunjin of fabricating stories to ruin their already tarnished reputation. Sunjin stepped closer again, his voice low but firm, and told him that he was naive not to realize that the very people he was defending were plotting behind his back. He warned him to keep his household in order, and as he turned to leave, he delivered a final blow. He reminded Kim's father that while he may despise Kim, she did not deserve to be murdered by those with vile intentions. He urged him not to be blinded by loyalty to those who were not even blood, especially when they were clearly after his wealth and prepared to destroy his biological daughter to get it. With that, Sunjin walked out, leaving Kim's father standing alone, troubled, and trying to piece together the chilling truth he had just heard.